Hey everybody, welcome to game number 1, War of Dogs versus RIT Black. War of Dogs, the NYU team. I'm CoolHands, we're about to hop into game number 1 once Dota decides to load through. Actually, just letting you know for this series, I've played with the audio. I've actually turned down the game sounds relative to some of the earlier casts. So do let me know if there's any audio balancing issues. And yeah, without further ado, gonna hop right into the game. BLHF coming out.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
There we go. Alright, so gonna run through some lineups. Kunkka, played by NACE. Dazzle, gonna be taken by Dominus Armisail. Go with Dominus for this game. Spirit Breaker. Chillin' in the Fountain, played by Hanneman. The Brood Mother, gonna be taken to the mid lane, played by Disc. And Raju on the Death Prophet. Over to the RIT side, we're going to see Grimstroke taken by Ritsuki Liu. Zeus handled by Wafts. Clockwork gonna be taken by Devil Freeze. Over on the Doom, we see Chairman Meow. And on the Weaver will be Savagery. That will line up, round out the lineups, I should say. Looks like a pretty stationary Rune Ward, wow. Rune Contest, gonna go 2 for 2, it looks, so I won't pay too much attention. Nene on the 1, Kunkka. Always fun to see. A little bit worrying in your late game damage sometimes, but they've got a Brood, they're playing for that early game timing. And yeah, 2 for 2 on the runes. We'll see how Brood does in the mid lane. Typically, we don't see a ton of Brood right now. Feels a little bit undertuned of a hero, but as these CSL games go, especially the Open League games, a lot of comfort heroes, a lot of cheese heroes, they do make it through. Especially when you've got one maybe better player on your team trying to flex their skill. They want to play these heroes that take over the game. And Disc gonna do his best to do just that and try and take over the game for himself. Up against the Zeus in the mid, Arc Lightning, pretty good at dealing with the spiders. So, shouldn't have too sad a time as long as he's able to stay properly positioned. And doing alright. He's only got 1 CS in this first wave, but at least Brood not grabbing denies from him and actually gonna miss. I might have jinxed him a little bit there, as a little bit more sad in the wave, but he should do alright in this lane. Up towards the top, we see support Spirit Breaker and core Death Prophet, it seems. So offlane DP, and actually they're very heavy committed into this push lineup, huh, with the Brood, with the offlane DP and the 1 Kunkka. They'll be looking to end the game as soon as they possibly can. Meanwhile, for the RIT side, going with the position 1 Weaver. We've been seeing this a lot more as support, but still can be pretty potent as core, looking to burst some heroes down. Down towards bottom. Doom should have a pretty fun lane against Kunkka. He has the base regen, has the armor to deal with the Tidebringer. Not an offlaner who will be easily zoned by a couple Tidebringer clicks. So we should see some pretty good rune. Man, I really want to say runes today, huh? Some pretty good lanes coming out of RIT. Even against the Brood, which typically when you pick it, you feel like you should be lane dominating, but 10 for 2 versus 9 for 1 here in the mid. And Waft's doing a very good job on his Zeus to stay up. I guess maybe not a very good job on the Zeus, but doing exactly what should be expected of him. And he'll really just have to be careful once the spiders come out that he doesn't overstay his welcome. He can take down the spiders, but there will be some right click damage, and getting hit with that level 6 on the Brood. Spawn spiderlings can really pack a punch, so Just like that. A little slow, a little click, and this game will do some damage. So once that level 6 comes in, that threat will be much more real. But pretty chill on the lanes. Spirit Breaker, level 2, he is going to go in for the charge. Savagery, able to pop the Shikuchi. I think this top lane is probably where any kill threat could come in, as we're going to see the Inkswell Savagery has the Shikuchi up, and yeah, will find the first blood, takes down Hanneman with the Inkswell. And DP really unable to do anything to prevent that. Spirit Breaker has a bit of control, but DP not going to be able to save you if you walk up too far. First blood, the way of RIT. Zeus didn't actually stack for himself. I'm interested that he went for the small camp stack rather than the large camp, because it's a lot harder for Brood to take this right when you hit 6. So see if Wops decides to farm this camp very soon. Towards the bot lane, Doom, 19 for 5, having a very nice lane for himself, and Wops actually just watched the CS jump pretty fast, so he did take that small camp right away, looking for that quick influx of cash. So there's why he went for that stack. Devil Freeze trying to aggro up onto Kunka, but with the next wave coming in, nothing you're gonna be doing there. Come back over to the mid. Brood, level 5 and 3/4, looking for that level 6. Want to make sure we're watching here once that level 6 does come through, because actually top lane Spirit Breaker again goes down. Shikuchi enough to grab him, probably Inkswell as well used. So another kill in this top lane, 2-0 up for RIT. Ping's coming in down bottom. Devil Freeze wants to get aggro on towards Dazzle. Gonna be able to walk his way away. Just being a nuisance with the battery assault. And here we go. Brood, level 6, has those spiderlings available. Zeus kicked all the way out of lane. Has no HP and no mana to work with. There is a little rotation from the Grimstroke here. Gonna find a courier coming from the secret shop with a ring of health, but 2 clicks not enough to take it down, and ring of health will be delivered. Look at that damage from the Stroke of Fate. Grimstroke does so much damage as well. But Wops, no mana, so not going to be able to commit forward for the kill. But the Stroke of Fate as well, so Zeus matches up well into the spiders, and the more creeps that the Stroke of Fate can hit, the more damage it does as well. Brood picks up the DD route. Should be plenty happy with that one, and might look to put some pressure on this mid lane. Stroke of Fate gonna be spammed through, trying to deal with all the spiders before they start to ball up, and Zeus comes, TP's forward, but no commit from Disc. Disc now gonna move forward. Wops in a little bit of trouble trying to get that Arc Lightning through. Gonna be off the mark with the Bolt. Inkswell to try and hold Disc back. Wops taking a lot of damage from the spiders, pops the Thunder God's Wrath, trying to take down Disc. Disc running up to the north. Double webs, and the charge forward gonna stop any kill threat as Wops. Now Disc does claim the kill inside of the cogs, trying to run away, dodges the Stroke of Fate, gonna run his way down to the south. Healed up by Dazzle. Brave coming through as well, unnecessary. Now Disc wants to continue forward, getting hit by the tower. Devil Freeze will get bashed down. No turnaround, and Disc continues to play around this tower. Couple of kills for War of Dogs. And a nice rotation from the Spirit Breaker. He'll charge his way back up towards top. He's actually charging on pretty low HP, so maybe not the best charge, but he is going to try for it. Savagery does have the time lapse, gets it off before the silence can come through. He's very close to losing his life there, but now he's going to charge forward, and he's going to look to clean up both of these kills. DP sucking the life out of him, and is going to Shikuchi forward, will find Hanneman. Charge, not going to connect as taken down by the right clicks on the way. So nice kill from Savagery and unfortunate timing. Raju tried with the silence, but the I guess I can't say recent DP change because it wasn't. Prevented him from getting the silence off as it's now a projectile. Wafts. In a bit of trouble. But Disc, no mana to pop forward. Soul Ring on cooldown as well, but Dazzle has made the rotation. Wafts will go down up in the triangle. Devil Freeze now. Charge is coming through from the fountain, but looks like RIT, sorry, War of Dogs gonna back off. Charge is gonna continue to come through though. But that will be the end of that. And yeah, Dazzle constantly able to heal Disc up and keep him in this mid lane. Swapping over to net worth, we do see Doom on top. Devour, very helpful there. Actually saw Thunder God's Wrath come down. The bottom, Kunkka, shaved by the Shallow Grave, will go down. Doom gonna pay with his life as the charge did come through. Hanneman has skilled that 6, just got the ulti off of the kill, but not gonna be able to turn his Wafts. Runs him down. And up top as well. Savagery with the solo kill onto DP. And Weaver having a pretty great time up in this top lane now. Brood as well. Looking to finish up the tower. Not going to quite be able to do it now, but soon will be the case that this mid tower is no more. Dazzle thinking about making the rotation back over. Pings come out onto Wafts. Wafts farming up under the ward on the hard camp. Disc out of webs. Actually has no mana to place webs. Now the Soul Ring gonna come through. Web will be placed down. Wafts will be run down towards that tier 1 bot. Disc now 3-0. And is still trying to take control of this game for himself. I would imagine the mid tower will go down. Dazzle pulled over. Spirit Breaker as well, hanging around the mid. Has the Nether Strike available, so pressure going to come through on the mid tower, and there's so many spiders that I don't think Zeus going to be able to TP here and clear them with the Arc Lightning. It would be just too dangerous for him to come here. Charge going to come through onto top. Ooh. Savagery was charging forward. Now silence is going to hit this time. Spirit Breaker, actually the double kill from Zeus. Wafts with the TP, able to clean house. Savagery does go down to the boat from Kunkka, but taken down as well by Wafts, and it's a very nice nice TP for him as he's unable to go to mid. They do lose the tower. Now Disc trapped in the cogs, but is he trapped in or is Devil Freeze trapped in with him, as Devil Freeze taking a lot of damage. Battery Assault to slow, but not enough to save his life. Disc claims a free one after the tower. 4-0 for him, and actually working towards a pipe. So this might be the solution. Between the Stroke of Fate, between the Arc Lightning, his spiders are going to die quite quickly, but working for a pipe so that they don't just go down. German Meow hanging around. Disc did spot him out. Gonna slow him down. Doom not gonna be able to be placed down. Disc able to run his way over the high ground. Storm comes through, and RIT committing a lot of heroes to try and catch this Brood, but unable to do so for the time being. Disc still trying to play around. Looking towards the Doom, still throwing out spells to try and get some damage. Invis Room gonna be picked up by Weaver instead. Now Charge gonna come through. War of Dogs want to connect onto Doom. Doom gonna be dropped onto Kunkka. Disc is hanging around now. Without that threat of Doom, he might feel comfortable enough to go back in. Kunkka will be cleaned up over on the side, but Charge coming through from the back. Gonna find the Doom. Doom able to just turn onto Hanneman. Hanneman kind of isolated, left alone. Wafts, actually the entire RIT team here to clean him up, and Savagery will collect the kill for himself as Brood just TPs back to the mid lane. Wafts 2 and 3, but not having himself too bad a game. Able to hold his own against Brood, and RIT will group up bottom to try and take this tier 1. They should have it too. They have brought all 5 heroes, but with the top tier 1 already gone and with the mid tier 1 already gone to Brood, they're really not going to lose much in trade for this tower. Brood going to try and put some damage onto the tier 2 mid, but the TP going to come in from Weaver. We'll shut that down pretty quickly. So a nice move from RIT, able to collect the tower for free. Savagery. Now is being charged up. He's looking forward towards Disc, has the support of Ritsuki and Devil Priest, so he might feel confident here, but the charge is going to come in. There's no detection here, but he is standing on the edge of a Sentry Ward. Savagery, though. Gonna be just fine. The rest of the team was in the area after having taken that bottom tower, with the exception of the Doom. But without Doom, he's not much threat either. Has a Blink Dagger now completed. Almost has an entire Drums. He should have that for once the next Doom is up. Now top, hookshot, gonna hit onto a creep now. NACE with the armlet, trying to run away. Charge gonna come through on the Clockwork, make sure that the fight is zoned out. Charge cancelled by Wafts. And the Soulbind onto Kunkka. Braved up, trying to run himself away. Thunder God's Wrath will take him down. It's 2 kills for the side of RIT. Brood. Still hanging in the mid lane. Almost has that pipe completed. Yeah. Farming right underneath Savagery, but no real threat for her. Savagery, what items has he got? Maelstrom completed. Again, wants to deal with those spiderlings, and now a lot of heroes to deal with the spiderlings. You can pop the swarm down as well. Doesn't connect on all of them. There's a max number of bugs that you can throw out, but not bad at all. Of course, the Arc Lightning we've talked about, and Stroke of Fate we've talked about. But Disc is doing a pretty good job keeping the spiderlings away from any Arc Lightnings. You see him in that last cast, just toss them behind him, make sure that the lightning isn't going to bounce through all of them. And now he's going to run forward, find the Grimstroke. Ritsuki going to use the Inkswell to try and buy himself some time. Running back towards the Zeus. Wafts is here, but unable to save the life of his support, and that will be the end of his life. Ritsuki going down deep in his own jungle. Brood just placing the webs down to try and control the jungle. Didn't have vision there and just found himself a free kill. Haven't talked much about this DP. Haven't actually seen an Exo, I do not believe. Is building towards a Yule Scepter, but not needing the Exo for the top tower, not needing the Exo for the mid tower because of the Brood Mother, so DP able to just farm up behind. Is the lowest net worth of the cores, so trying to find that farm as Brood Mother takes over the entire top half of the map as well. Almost the same thing for Kunkka. A little bit behind on the farm, but Brood is sucking some of that off the map, so can be understandable. Now, Doom does want to come forward, has Doom available, going to get it out onto the Brood Mother, but going to get cleaned up immediately. Boat going to come through, catch onto just Weaver. A huge Thunder God's Wrath, going to deal a lot of damage. Brood will go down first. Now the 2-man Inkswell from Clockwork, able to get in onto the back lines, and will clean up the rest of the team. Savagery with the double kill to boot. And a very nice defense top for RIT. Able to handle the pressure coming in from that Brood Mother. Brood a little bit over aggressive, wanting to just take the tower from the side, and not respecting Doom, which came back off cooldown. Really makes it hard to play Brood if you ever do get caught by the Doom, because you're unable to pop that lifesteal, and you can go down right away to the magic damage from Zeus. Has the pipe as well, and was able to get the active off actually, but still not enough to save you from all the damage coming in. Kunkka going straight for a Silver Edge. Chrysalis first though. I don't know, I might agree with the Shadow Blade first. But to each his own. Feels like a bit of damage and maybe he can take down the Zeus, I suppose. Don't know that it's gonna be enough. But we shall see. Yule Scepter completed on the DP. Love to see DP get aggressive in these fights because With the Exo, even as your offlane DP, Exo can deal a lot of damage. Level 10 now, but you don't need to wait for that level 2 Exo. You don't need to wait for your level 12 to make yourself useful in fights, and a little bit of chaos is exactly what they're going to need to prevent some of the focus coming out onto disc on that brood.
Oh, bounty.
Down bottom, Savagery working towards a Lincoln Sphere. Doesn't want to get charged. Charge actually going to come through straight into 2 heroes, and Hanneman in a bit of trouble here. Bug's going to latch on him for vision. Now charge forward with the Shikuchi, and Hanneman will be taken down. A bit overeager on your Force Spirit Breaker. Absolutely you can charge through waves, but you do want to make sure that there's no heroes here when you don't have that max bulldoze. Waff's now trying to defend his ward, but not gonna be able to do so now. Actually slowed up, and yeah, walks up just a bit too far as Webb's able to be dropped down. Now Soulblind on the backside, Devil Freeze in with the Inkswell, just gonna catch Dazzle, but finding Dazzle off at the start is a good beginning to the fight. Doom dropped onto that Broodmother. Now Savagery trying to deal with everybody, but the Exo causing him a lot of problems is gonna turn in man fight onto the DP, so we'll take her down, but Doom is gonna end on the Broodmother, and Savagery gonna be forced to run away. Vision from the charge and the dust, able to clean up the Weaver, and Doom gonna be the last to fall, but will go down himself. X make sure he stays in place, Disc with the ultra kill, and all that leads off when Zeus just overextends himself. Didn't have the team support, wanted to defend the ward, he saw it was going down, wanted to just drop that arc lightning onto the spiders, but when you can't bring down the spiders right away, you're gonna get chased down. No mobility item of his own. He's got Boots of Travels, Aether Lens, so no Force Staff, no Blink Dagger, so unable to stand up to the Brood, unable to run away. And without the support of his team to make sure he gets away healthy, very easily cleaned up. There's a Glimmer Cape over on the Grimstroke and Spirit Vessel, so no Force Staff's actually being built by the RIT side either. Hookshot gonna be off the mark, was looking for Disc. This time Waffs with the support of his team able to use the Arc Lightning to clean up some of those spiders and repel the assault on the tier 2 tower top. Hanneman on that Force Spirit Breaker has got the Ags queued up, and he's actually holding 2,600 gold. So holding more than half of his net worth in the bank. Not much of a yield on your investment when your gold's in the bank. Dota doesn't have much of an interest rate. Would love to see him buy a piece or two of that if he is locked in. Or would love to see him buy pieces towards a Shadow Blade or something similar. Doom now. Blink Dagger, Drums, working towards the Shiva's Guard. Great item against Brood. Find the spiders, gives you some vision. Nice armor item, make sure you don't get run down. We'll have Doom up again in 9 seconds. Is sticking around towards that mid side. Probably will be ready to go. Waffs looking for Shard. See, if he wants to go for the Shard, I'd love to see him just go for a Blink or go for a Force Stuff. A little bit gimmicky, the Shard. It does give you the jump, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to call it your defensive item. Smoke forward from RIT. Gonna look for the gank. And Disc will finish off the tower beforehand, but straight away hookshot in onto Dazzle. Dazzle able to get the Grave off onto himself, but the silence forward onto DP. Gonna make sure the Exo doesn't get off, and an Inkswell does gonna catch the Brood. Brood silenced up and cleaned up straight away. Doom did come out onto DP, so no Exo used in this fight, and Kunkka gonna be taken down as well. And a nice smoke rotation to catch War of Dogs taking that tier 2 top. It's actually a great job. They got the Soulbind straight away onto Dazzle, and while they're not able to prevent the Shallow Grave, they forced it onto Dazzle himself. Soulbind was actually dropped on Dazzle and DP, and the silence on the DP makes sure Exo can't get off. They followed it up with the Doom after the fact. And I wish I had paid a little bit more attention to how Brood went down, because it looked like he just took a ton of damage. I wonder if there was a huge stroke of fate or something came through. Not exactly sure. But Roshan will be taken by RIT on the back of that fight. Savagery gonna grab it for himself, has that Lincoln Sphere complete. See what he decides to go for next on the Weaver. And Disc, slightly ahead on the net worth, but not taking that commanding lead that Broods typically need to steamroll the game. And on top of that, was forced to go for this pipe. Has Greaves as well, but all defensive items. Nothing, no Orchid, nothing to jump forward and make sure you're securing kills on the Weaver. Charge forward. But, okay, Savagery, Lincoln's is popped, and he's gonna get caught by the X-Torrent combo, but a nice Soulbind. No Doom to drop, but Spirit Breaker actually saved up by the grave. Exo gonna come in on the back, Savagery taking a lot of damage, time lapse, manages to get him away, but Clockwork and Doom will go down for the price of Spirit Breaker. Was called out after the Shallow Grave ended. Savagery now trying to run his way away. Thunder God's Wrath will come in just to deal some damage. Raju now forward with the Exorcism. And trying to run his way away. Savagery taking a lot of damage from the Exo. Does have that Age of the Immortal. And will clean up DP. Savagery finds the kill as Armlet Toggle not executed correctly. Chasing down Dazzle. Now, on the other side, Brood has gone forward. Trying to find Ritsuki. Is deep in the base underneath the tier 3. But no one around to stop that. So he'll claim an extra kill for himself while his Dazzle gets cleaned up. Gonna focus down this mid tower. This might be a bit greedy. He's the only one on his team alive. Spirit Breaker just respawning, but Hookshot able to keep him in place now. Caught in the cogs, gonna run over him, tank the stun. Savagery able to click into him and taking a lot of damage from Wafts as well. Brood will go down, and too greedy looking for that mid tower with no support. There's more than enough follow-up for the RIT side to take down Broodmother. TP forward, Kunkka. Not gonna complete that TP. And a good thing as well, because Devil Freeze was in the area already with the Battery Salt, with the cogs. Savagery now has claimed that top spot in the net worth. Holding on to 3k gold. Be interesting to see what item he does decide to get now. Now Hookshot forward. Gonna find Kunkka, trap him up in the cogs. Will try and escape, but gonna taking just too much damage. Savagery takes him down. Gonna continue forward, but the Glimmer Cape and the the Shallow Grave able to keep DP healthy. So another nice decision from RIT, hanging around that mid. They know with no Brood, there's not a lot of pressure that they can't withstand. They do have the Aegis as well for another 2 minutes. So they're perfectly fine making sure that they continue to put pressure while they're ahead. And BKB for the Weaver. We'll have it in just a minute. He farms up this top wave. And with the BKB, with the Lincoln Sphere, going to be hard to bring him down. It is interesting that he's going for both defensive items, but probably wants to just make sure he can't get silenced up. Where's Weaver? Soulbind gonna come through. Spirit Breaker and Brood tied together. Gonna drop the double Doom as well, and those two will go down, as well as Dazzle was taken down on the back. Savagery getting to him. Grimstroke Doom combo, just so potent. Zeus going forward, did actually find Raju. Wasn't sure he was gonna find him. Decides to back a little bit, and Raju able to make his way into the trees underneath the tier 2. But yeah, that Grim combo with the Doom, just so potent. Get the double Doom off, Spirit Breaker and Brood. And like I said before, Brood just has such a hard time fighting when he's doomed. Has no access to any of his kit that makes him so powerful. And also, you know, is worth mentioning, it applies doubly for this style Brood, because the Brood with offensive items, it's hard for him to fight with the Doom already. But the Doom with the defensive items, wow. Kill bottom, they find the Konkos, putting a little bit of pressure bottom while the tier 2 mid went down. Like I was saying though, this Brood with the defensive items, with the pipe, with the Guardian Greaves, he's losing all that utility that he provides to his team as well. So it's almost doubly important to get the Doom out onto Brood this game, and he's done a great job doing it, Chairman Meow. See the lines drawn. Looks like War of Dogs wants to grab some control back of their jungle here. Lucky for them, or maybe unlucky for them, there's actually no RIT vision here. It's all been placed on the triangle side. Disc going for Aether Lens next. No, that's a Lotus Orb. I'm sorry, that's a Lotus Orb with the plate mail. But full utility out of your mid Brood. I mean, I really do feel like you want Brood to be the one taking over this game, and now that it hasn't happened, you've got some real issues going this utility build, because Kunkka's not going to deal your damage for you. Now Brood is going to get caught out, goes forward, able to play his way up around the hill. Spiritbreaker charge forward, they will drop Exo on the back, but a nice Cogs catches in too. Taking a lot of damage from the Exo and the Yules, but Raju will eventually be cleaned up. Spirit Siphon's doing a lot of work, but not enough to keep him healthy. Dazzle will go down as well. On the back. Disc still grabbing kills, but will eventually not be able to play his way around this high ground. Looking for Ritsuki before he dies. Healing up, but not healing enough. Will go down. That's a team wipe for RIT. Savagery, now level 25, and he just feels so strong. And these split fights definitely favor the RIT side, but a ton of damage actually came out from the Exorcism. It looked like a great two-man Cogs, but actually caught some of the RIT members as well. And when the Yules came up from DP, because they're stuck in the Cogs, the Ghosts have such a short distance, it just amplifies that damage coming out from the Exo. But there was enough damage in the tank to clean her up fast enough to prevent any excess damage from coming through and kills being netted. RIT now with an 18k net worth lead. 3 cores all on top of the net worth chart, and they have planted themselves firmly in control of this game. Brood, you know, able to deal some damage, but not quite enough, I don't think, to take down these dire cores. So, you know, only really able to find the supports in fights, and you're kind of relying on Kunkka to deal your damage, but talked before about how Kunkka 1 can provide a little bit of burst, but doesn't deal all the damage on his own, and then your 3 DP has to do a lot as well. Now, charge forward is going to find Zeus, but the hookshot to cancel the ult, and followed up by the battery assault. Spirit Breaker not going to be able to get forward. Thunder God's Wrath dropped down as well. Zeus actually jumps back in towards Brood. Brood taking a lot of damage, saved up by the Shallow Grave, but going to be forced to try and run his way away. Doom dropped out over to the side onto Kunkka. Raju, trapped in the Cogs, will be cleaned up as well. That's a godlike spree for Savagery, as he's going to chase forward looking for Dazzle. Will be cleaned up by Waffen. GG. Gonna be called, because there really is nothing more to be done here. 23k net worth lead for RIT, and while they're not pressuring high ground just yet, don't smurf, thanks. Not sure what that was in reference to. That was actually from the RIT side, so. But that wraps up game number 1. We'll see you back for game number 2.